or athletic training, most likely your breathing is shallow, misdirected, and lacking in control. Correct natural breathing is the foundation of a good voice. Failure to breathe properly is one of the leading causes of poor speaking volume. Here is one simple exercise to develop proper breathing and improve your volume. Now, I invite all of you to do that with me. Wherever you are sitting or standing, just exhale all the air from your lungs. Continue pushing it out even after you feel it's totally expelled. When no more air can be forced out, you will automatically inhale and inhale deeply. Observe how the air rushes in. Only a deep, full inhalation will satisfy your hunger for air. Repeat this process frequently, but not more than 3 or 4 times at each repetition. And very soon, you will see an improvement in your voice. I have already demonstrated 2 ways at the start of how not to do it, the whisper and the loud voice. Now let me try and demonstrate how it can be done. I will try to explain the structure of the meeting with a mix of energetic voice, a little bit of whisper, and deep voice, like at the award shows, towards the end. Please pardon my fake accent. Sometimes it just comes as complimentary when I'm trying these things out. Professional Speakers follows a unique format to help its members in their professional speaking journey. Our meeting has 6 important segments. Our first session was the business segment where our members presented a report on the progress of their short-term goals. The second segment is a professional speech where a member delivers his or her professional speech in precisely 18 minutes. Our third segment consists of prepared speech sections where 2 of our members deliver their speeches as per Toastmasters International Education. In our fourth segment of the meeting, Table Topics Master will invite 5 people from the audience, including guests, where you will be asked to speak on the topic given by the Table Topic Master for 1 to 2 minutes. In our fifth segment, we invite an established speaker who gives us an insight into the professional speaking with his or her power to talk. The sixth segment is for evaluation, where general evaluator will evaluate the entire meeting with the help of tag team and audience. And listen, please keep your notes ready as you may be asked for your feedback about our speakers. With that, let me acknowledge, please help me acknowledge the role players for today with a huge round of applause. Our general evaluator for the day is Toastmaster Anshupriya Prasad. Our timer of the day is DTM Raj Mehta. He will be presenting the timer cards from his screen. Speakers, please pin his screen before you start speaking. Our counter of the day is DTM Rupinder Singh. Our grammarian of the day is the youngest DTM of our club, Shivpriya Gauri. I request the grammarian to introduce the word of the day to our members and guests.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya Gupta. The word of the day for today is enigma. It's a noun, and the meaning of the word is a person or a thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. The usage of the word: scientists continue to research cancer to resolve the enigma of its primary cause, which is hopefully a lead to a cure. I would encourage all the participants, all the members in the meeting to use the word enigma. I would be submitting the word of the day usage as well as my report in the evaluation section. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Moving on to the next segment, let me invite our professional speaker of the day, a technical writer by profession, a language fanatic by passion, loves technology and getting into technicalities, aspires to be a scintillating speaker one day. Please welcome with a virtual round of applause, Toastmaster Roli Sinha, with her professional speech, ever changing, everlasting, ever evolving English. Over to you, Toastmaster Roli.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Aditya Gupta. I hope that you can hear me. Great. For network issues, I'm going to keep my video off, but I hope that I will still be able to connect with all of you because I am, after all, talking about a language that we all know so well. Do you know that English speaking countries in the world are led by India? Yes, we are indeed the country with the largest number of speakers of the English language. We have our own version of English. We call it as Indian English. And believe me, the folks in Delhi speak it in a slightly different dialect as opposed to the Bengaluru folks. I will not even attempt to mimic our Toastmaster of the day. There is no way that I can reciprocate or reproduce our dialects. But what I can tell you about English is how it began to evolve. If you can see this particular file, this image shows us how English evolved from its humble beginnings to the English that it stands for today. Even before what we know as Old English, around the 5th or the 54th BC, that is the time when the what we call as England now was dominated by the Indo-European tribes, had a strong Germanic influence, and the Old Frisian language had a major role to play in what was called as English at that point of time. What Frisians use today is also very similar to the Old English that came about around the time of 450 to 1100 AD. 449 is what the historians claim, and I'm not going to argue with them, but I will let you know that in about 500 years almost, we progressed to what is called as Middle English. And then we came about to what is called as modern English today. This happened around the 1500 AD. But even modern English is divided between early modern English and late modern English because it is characterized by several changes that came about in the language as a result of what was happening in the world at that time. We'll go a little bit into detail about Old, Middle, and Modern English now. Old English was predominantly shadowed by Latin and Celtic languages. During the 5th century, 3 Germanic tribes, Saxons, Angles, and Jutes, invaded and occupied a large part of England. They came from northwest Germany as well as Denmark. These tribes were warlike and they pushed out most of what was called as Celtic speaking inhabitants from England into Scotland, Wales, and Cornwall. In fact, one group that migrated to the Brittany coast of France still speaks the Celtic language of Britain today. Through the years, the Saxons, Angles, and Jutes mixed their different Germanic dialects, and this group of dialects forms what linguists today call as Anglo-Saxon or Old English. The word English was in Old English called Englisk, and that came from the name of the Angles. The Angles were named from Engel, which was their land of origin. Before we moved on to the Saxons, the language that is spoken in what is now called as English was a mixture of Latin and a number of various Celtic languages. And this influence of Celtic upon the Old English was actually very slight, but it came about to be more from the Roman languages. For example, the word win formed wine, candle formed candle, wall formed wall. The arrival of Saint Augustine in 597 brought Christianity into Saxon England, and then the Latin language became a part of the formal language that was adopted. So words like church, Presbyterian came into being. Finally, the Vikings invaded in 878 AD, and they brought with them the Norse words, which included words like egg, cake, skin. So several written works have survived, and prominent among those is Beowulf. If you and I were to go and read Beowulf, we wouldn't be able to. Even if we were able to hear somebody read it out to us, we probably wouldn't be able to understand what it meant. But if we listen to Seamus Hennessy, we might be able to actually understand because he's translated it for us in modern English. Middle English came about when William, the Duke of Normandy, set out to conquer England and replace the complete language that was used at a formal governmental level by French. Of course, there must have existed some bit of dual linguistic nature at that time, because how else can you order somebody to speak in the language if you can't speak English, which was being used by all the folks in the domestic arena. England and France had a split in about 1200 AD, and Old English plus French words came about to be called as Middle English. Chaucer is one of our favorite authors from that time, who wrote about these 30 pilgrims in his book, The Canterbury Tales. William Caxton finally established the printing press. This was not the first printing press of the world, but this was the first printing press in England. That led to a standardization of English. And there were a few developments which led about to modern English. The first was Renaissance, which brought in a lot of Greek and Latin words. It was also called as the age of Shakespeare or the Elizabethan era. If you think about Merchant of Venice, Romeo and Juliet, you can clearly see the Roman influence. The Industrial Revolution of the 18th century was the next. That is when a lot of technological words started making their way to the English language. We went on to see 200 years of the colonial empire. USA, Austria, Australia, India, we've all experienced that. And that meant that we had our own English language. So is it still evolving? Today's English is not just spoken in England. It is not spoken in just its colonies. It is the lingua franca. It is the language that is used for communication around the world. The- It's the first language of, so there are about 1.2 billion of the current 7.8 billion people in the world who speak English. Half of these speak, 1/4 of these speak English as their first language. Another quarter speak it as their second language. And 750 people in the world, 750 million people in the world speak it as their foreign language. It is the official language in 70 countries in the world, and UK and US are not one of those. It is defined as a pluricentric language because every country, every region has come up with its own version. It's extremely defined with its own standards. So there is British or UK English, there is US English, there's Canadian English, Indian English, the Caribbean English. I believe that one of the main reasons why English survived and Latin did not, even though most of the words, the script for English is based on Latin, is because English has evolved itself. So many words that it borrows continuously from other countries, other languages. There are new technologies that are coming in all the time. The words like modem wouldn't have come about in the time of Shakespeare, obviously. We also have new products, new environments. We saw the COVID idiot, COVFIF, which was not, COVFIF was not a word that was actually introduced. It was more of a faux pas that Mr. Donald Trump conducted on the face of the world. But these are all environments that lead us to evolving in English all the time as a result of what is happening around us, as a result of what is being developed, as a result of the other nations that are having a forceful impact. So new words, new phrases, new sentence constructions are coming in. Most of the times, it is new words, a new vocabulary that is coming in. Hundreds and thousands of words have been added in this century alone into the dictionary. Do you think English is weird, illogical, or as more recently the new people would call it, cray? I still find it very difficult to say cray instead of crazy. But over the past few decades, three new ways of reporting speech have happened. Have you heard of somebody say, "Oh, Rolly was like, oh wow, I wish I'd been there." Oh, Rolly went, oh wow, I wish I had been there. Or Rolly is like all, oh wow, I wish I had been there. The word like, the word went, the word all, they all have a different connotation. Like is used to indicate that something similar to that was said. Went is when somebody is telling us exactly what was said. And all is something that is given to a different level of expression altogether, a different level of excitement that the speaker is trying to convey. You and I might think that this is not development, this is deterioration of English. I can see most of you. How many of you think that English is deteriorating day by day? Yeah. Think about it. I used to also have a pet peeve. Why do people say OHK? Why what is the problem in saying oh and okay separately? It's a matter of one space and one character. What's the problem? But when I was doing this research, it struck me that we have advanced so much in our technology. Every software application that we use today is designed to make sure that we have a better, faster output. It takes less effort. Every hardware appliance that you see in your house is designed for that. Then why in the world would a generation which has gone from dialing a telephone number to typing a telephone number to clicking on a telephone number to sending a text message or to sending a message while saying, oh, I'll text you? Why would they not want the language also to live up to the demands of time? We all want more. We all want it faster. Shouldn't the language also have to live to that, up to that? But yes, while we are tolerating these changes, recognizing that it's more of a generation gap than a problem with the evolution of the language, let's not remove full stops because those will actually mark the end of my world. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Roli. We will now observe a minute of silence to write feedback for the speaker. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute is up. Our next speaker is an experiential facilitator and product lead with a training organization. She hails from Faridabad but is a wanderer by heart, an explorer who's trying to become a storyteller too, is always in the quest of some exciting experiences. Beyond her work and Toastmasters, she is an avid traveler, keen observer, and a fitness enthusiast. She will be presenting her last speech to file her ACG award from Special Occasion Speeches Project Accepting an Award. With a virtual round of applause, please welcome Toastmaster Hani Khanduja with her 40th speech as per Toastmasters educational curriculum and on her way to collect the Advanced Communication Gold Award with her speech, The Gold Mine. The Gold Mines, Hani Khanduja, The Gold Mine.
While watching a TV show on Discovery Channel when I was in school, Grasberg Gold Mine, Indonesia was what I was looking at keenly like this. And the TV show was about that the gold mining looked easy. Little had I got the idea then. People in hard hats working underground, mining the ore, extracting the gold. Later, I realized that it was just one stage in a long and complex gold mining process. Long before the real gold can be extracted, significant amount of exploration and development needs to take place. I was surprised then that on an average, it takes between 10 to 20 years before a gold mine is even ready to produce materials that can be refined. And now, when I hold this award in my hand for Advanced Communicator Gold, I feel the same. I feel the same, not the time it took me to reach here, but certainly the exploration and development that took place throughout the journey with me, not just as a Toastmaster, but as a human being. Now, to start with, I was always in love with this powerful educational curriculum of Toastmasters. That learning journey for everyone was very well thought and prepared. Till date, I'm so in love with the curriculum that I'm afraid to take any path in the pathways. Sorry, the pathways ambassador, but yes, I would have to move on. Each project, each manual, each speech objective, reading and delivering took me through a journey of being better. Not just at the speeches, but at reading, understanding, and being better as a speaker also. Yes, there were goof ups, definitely. Like yesterday evening only when I missed out the evaluation criteria of having a panel of evaluators. Yes, there were goof ups when I was not able to express myself as strongly as I used to feel for some topics. And maybe all the goof ups when I was just not able to get up and show up in a meeting, when I had just given up on myself sometimes. And that was where the second powerful element and my favorite element of Toastmasters came into picture. The Toastmasters. Yes, my friends for lifetime. The one who actually provided the supportive environment for me to grow, to begin this new journey. While IPTMC, my first Toastmasters club, the Infosys Pune Toastmasters Club, was my first Toastmasters family, the Faridabad Toastmasters family became the one who reinstated in me the belief that yes, I can do it. And then there are all other Toastmasters friends of mine who always showed me the way, guided me the path, and motivated me to stay strong. With one simple word of someone even telling, yes, honey, you can do it. Trust me, it did wonders to me as I look back now. With the people, there is one more thing that I hold very important here, and that is where the power lies. The power lies in the principles of a system, the integrity, respect, service, and excellence. The values of Toastmasters, where while I was learning the journey, I was living by. It changed my life for who I am today, for my true being, and my personal value system to say off. While all these strong pillars of curriculum, people, and values were the strong foundation for me to evolve as a better Toastmaster, as a better person, to receive this gold award, what caught me the real gold was something that our club president mentioned when we started this meeting, the powerful speeches. Now, each speaking opportunity was a blessing to me. Each speech was a gold mine for me. And each speech experience was a piece of gold for me. The power of speeches for myself, the biggest contributor for this journey so far. Yes, I was always focused on what I'm delivering as a message to my audience. What is the takeaway for them? Is there anything I can help them with? And I was too focused on it, but I simply had no idea what my speeches were doing to me. Last night, when I was looking at my old schoolgirl kind of register that I made in 2011, when I started my Toastmaster journey to write my speeches, I was simply surprised. While I was flipping through the pages, I could feel that every speech made me explore my story, develop me as a better person. As I gave speech on speech on speech on speech, there might be different instances where I failed, where I won. But each speech experience was truly close to my heart. To name a few, I had a speech called, Are You Still a Virgin? I had a speech called Meko Adult Hona Hai. I had a speech called Dear Toastmasters. I had a speech called the Toastmasters Transformation Agent. I had a speech called Let's Play Tequila. I had a speech called Not Enough. And while I was going through all these speeches last night, I realized that while developing, curating, and delivering these speeches, I explored the beautiful relationship in my story. I experienced the failures, flaws, and the fumbles in my life. I realized how could I appreciate myself in every speech? I could just, I actually almost ignored all those powerful speeches that I had delivered and what power it had in for me, what impact it had in for me. And last night I realized that if this award is a success, as I call, it all goes beyond those strong pillars I hold strong to. These speeches definitely. And while I had no hard hats to wear working underground, I did explore and develop my true self through these gold mines of features. The power of features wherein I might be changing the world, I might be impacting the audience, I might be making my club proud. But at the same time, with every speech, I was exploring, developing as a better human being. And that just, if it sounds like unflattering that I was not a good human being, I choose to agree with it. I did explore and develop my true self through these gold mines. And the journey continues to keep on exploring, experiencing, and enjoying this development in the further gold mine that I look forward to. When I promised you to deliver more speeches, not just for others, but for myself to explore. And as I accept this award with gratitude in my heart, I just want to say thank you with a very small word for everything and everyone who made it possible, who made it a beautiful journey for me so far. Thank you is too small a word. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Honey. That was indeed a powerful one. We will now observe a minute of silence and I request timer to display the card at the end of 1 minute. Please take this minute to write the feedback for the speaker. Thank you, timer. Our next speaker is currently working as a consultant for the Government of India in Aadhaar. He has been a Toastmaster for 2 years. Ankur loves to be methodological and organized. So much so that at times people relate to him as a machine running on algorithms. Ankur will be delivering a speech from Level 2, Project 1, Understanding Your Leadership Style from the Path Innovative Planning. Please help me welcome with a virtual round of applause, Toastmaster Ankur, the situational leader. The situational leader, Toastmaster Ankur.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Can you just confirm if my voice is clear?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with the results. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Whenever I used to read such type of quotes in my childhood, I used to believe that I would never be a good leader. I could be a good manager who can manage things and get them done efficiently, but I would never be able to inspire people, guide them, or transform their lives as good leaders are supposed to do. It was in 2012 when I first encountered the spark of leadership in me. My contractors had stopped working because they didn't like the decision which I had took to have deferred lunch timings. They came to me and said, "Sir, this lunchtime is what we have had for years. This is our bonding time. We cannot accept your new policies." Now, I was a 22-year-old lad, just passed out of engineering, and was surrounded by 50 contractors. I was a bit scared. I thought, what if I accept their terms now? They would simply stop working and then always come to me to fulfill their demands. Hesitantly, I put up a notice which read, "Any loss of productivity shall result in loss of wages proportional." I told them, this is the policy which is in your favor only, but you have to follow this no matter what. At first, they thought that I am Hitler on a loose, but then gradually they realized that their overall productivity had increased, which had resulted in the increase of their wages. At that instant, I realized that I am an authoritarian leader who orders people so that the overall goal is achieved. But after a few years, in a totally different situation, in a totally different company, I was again in middle of a chaos. I had this product meeting and our design team had come up with some great ideas which our marketing team had discarded, and our technical team was totally on a different tangent. Everybody was speaking and nobody was listening. It was chaos, and as a project leader, I had to decide which product which should we launch. What I did was I talked to each of the team individually, got their ideas, mapped it with the other ideas, and then collaborated with all the inputs to make a beautiful product for the client. I felt that I had followed a democratic style of leadership because each of my team members, were they felt heard, they felt respected and valued. And that time I felt John F. Kennedy of our times. But then few years later, two graduates joined our company. And then they were looking clueless, lost, and their innocent eyes could tell that they needed guidance. They came to me and said, "Sir, we have no experience working in a large organization in such dynamic teams. We are unable to fit in." I said, "Don't worry." I helped them by connecting them to graduates of other teams. I helped them in settling in their team, and I also gave them few hacks of working in this corporate world. They considered me to be their mentor. But I felt to be the Mother Teresa who is giving all the love with her open heart to the followers. I was actually following the coaching style of leadership. Now, I got a bit confused. What type of leader am I? Am I the authoritarian style of leader who commands and controls his team? Am I the democratic style of leader who listens to everyone and takes everyone together in the decision making? Or am I the coaching style of leader who helps people to improve themselves and build on it. And because of this, Daniel Goldman had to write a book called Emotional Intelligence, in which he mentioned that this, in fact, is a trait of a situational leadership. A situational leader works on the types of followers and the situation in order to meet the goals of the entire team. At times, I have to wear the hat of the Hitler. At times, I have to bear the motherhood of Mother Teresa. And at times, I have to be a concerned John F. Kennedy of the team. And that is when I realized that it is not so difficult to understand what a leader is when you understand the situation. And then it also occurred to me that everyone can be a leader. Even you can be a leader, because I was the leader which was never promised to be. That's how I became the situational leader. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Mr. Situational Leader. Members and guests, please take 1 minute to write feedback for the speaker. Timer, please indicate us at the end of 1 minute. Thank you, Timer. This brings us to the end of the speeches segment of our meeting. And now it's time for another very interesting section. For that, let me invite our table topic master for the day. He comes from a community who is lazy in speaking, chartered accountants. He is a practicing chartered accountant and believes that no one should be lazy in communication, and thus, here is he, as a passionate Toastmaster. He is also an author of the book Guide to Financial Instruments, published by Taxman. He enjoys watching movies, traveling to new places, and playing chess. He's also adventurous and keeps challenging himself by coming to the stage among other daring adventures. A Toastmaster for 5 years, he's on the way to become a good reader, writer, and speaker. Please help me welcome our table topic master for the day, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Aditya. So as we all speak differently at the different situations, I will be giving you different situations, and you will have to convince all of us in a different manner. So I would like to take, first of all, volunteers. I need 4 volunteers, and all of them will not come together. They will come one by one. I need my first volunteer. Can I, Aditya? No, I need someone who is not volunteering. I am targeting the person who is not looking in my eyes and trying to look busy. Okay, I will start with Anshu Priya. Anshu Priya, are you there?
Yes.
We have Sanjan, we have Anand. We can ask one of them.
Yeah, so we'll start with
I think
numbers
it would
and
have been
then
better.
we'll move to the next.
Yeah, let's start with the non-role players and what I'm
Yes. Please.
Okay, please give some space to the table topic master. So we can start with. Any volunteer from the guest? Sanjan, can you say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I can hear you.
you are the first table topic speaker,
Yeah.
and you have a situation here. This is
Okay.
a courtroom. The entire setup is a courtroom, and one of the members present here have stolen one of your chickens from your poultry farm last night. Okay, and you have doubt about some member here. So now you have to convince it to the court. You have to put up your case. Over to you.
Yes. Yes. Am I audible? Am I visible? Am I good to go? Yes. I got thumbs up from your side, begin. Yes. Good evening. Good evening, council. Here is what I present a report. There has been a case of a chicken being stolen from a poultry farm. Well, stealing in the eyes of law is a punishable offense. But what it surprises me that the criminal is sitting right here in front of all of us. And guess do you know who it is? Our Judge Mukesh Thakur. It is none other than Rupinder Singh. And you will be thinking, why Rupinder? What has he done and why should I charge him? Rupinder, I know that today is Sunday and you needed to make butter chicken, but this is not the way that you snatch chicken from poultry farm. Rupinder, if that was the case, you could have at least taken a consent or at least informed the person before doing that. But it seems that you did it you did something out of it very carelessly. And that's something which is not right. But a legal form has been filed and it says that you are a criminal. The only thing I would like to say is not sentence you to jail, but I guess a fine of up to 25,000 should be levied on you so that you realize that whatever it is, however invaluable or valuable the thing is, one must not. Therefore, here I rest my case. Over to you, Mukesh Thakur.
Thank you very much. Can I have the next volunteer?
You could
Can
ask
I
Puneet.
call Puneet?
Yes,
Puneet,
please.
can you put your video on?
I don't have a good internet connection. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll go with your voice only. So your situation is, this is the same courtroom. I hope you have just heard the previous case, the same courtroom, and Sanjan has put accusation of stealing chicken to Rupinder. Now you are neighbor to Sanjan, and you have seen Rupinder or someone else stealing the chicken last night. Now you have to put your evidences and you have to witness the case. Over to you.
So I have to prove that Rupinder has stolen the chicken now.
You have to give your evidence to someone who has stolen.
Okay. Good evening. The judge, as you have listened by Sanjan, that Rupinder has been accused to steal the chicken. At night at 12 o'clock, I saw Rupinder very slowly moving ahead to the kitchen. And he was looking and searching for chicken. He was hungry. He said, "Where is the chicken?" And even in the night, he was so curious to go to the poultry farm. And I was amused. How can person even in the night can think of a poultry farm? Where am I lying on the bed thinking and dreaming about even being a vegetarian about the chicken. And here Rupinder is so crazy to have a chicken. And Rupinder took the car, Rupinder took the keys, went to the car, and Within the next 10 minutes, he covered the distance of 30 minutes and went straight into the poultry farm. And he grabbed the chicken and come back home. I was amused. I was so amused seeing him that I started thinking, oh, I think I should turn into a non-vegetarian. I think I should like to have a chicken. And I went and I told Rupinder, I will accompany you. I will not tell anyone these evidences if you let me have a bite. But Rupinder, he was like, no, no, no. I know how to save myself. I will save myself, but I will not let you have my chicken. Chicken is my bae. Sorry, Guneet, no chicken allowed. But yes, you can go ahead in the courtroom, but I can have you the pizza that you want, but not the chicken. Yes, my lord, these were the evidence, these small steps that you see, the car, the petrol, the distance that he covered are my evidences, and I want you to punish him and let me have the chicken. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vineet. Can I have the next volunteer? Parul. Sandeep, you go back. Parul, come ahead. Okay, so I hope you have been listening to all the cases, the order of the court till now.
Yes.
Now Rupinder Singh is accused of stealing the chicken, and last night you had chicken biryani at Rupinder Singh's house. Now you have to put up your case and try to pull the things together. Over to you, Parul.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm here to tell something that last night Rupinder called me, he invited me on a dinner, and he said that I made up some chicken biryani, so let's come over and have dinner with me. I said that it's okay, I'll come. But I didn't know that chicken in that chicken biryani was stolen from Sanjan's farm, poultry farm. And whatever evidence shown in the court, I am very upset after listening to all these things. And I was wondering that why my stomach is also upset from morning, since morning. And okay, now I got it that these all was stolen chickens. And I'll take revenge someday. Okay. So, so Your Honor, it's all up to you. What will be your judgment? We'll all accept. I think Rupinder has been trapped now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Parul. I hope you are fine. Your health is fine. Okay, so next volunteer, please. Any member or guest?
We have Anand, we can ask him.
Anand, are you there? Anand or Hardik?
Bhuvan has not spoken here also.
Anand, Hardik?
I'm there, sir. Anand, this side.
Anand?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anand. So, can you come on video?
Let me try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you. So, I hope you have seen the developments till now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Rupinder Singh is the accused of stealing the chicken, and now you are Rupinder Singh.
Okay.
You have to defend yourself to the court. Over to you.
Your Honor, first of all, see the allegation which has been put up against me by the very person who has this poultry farm under his name. He said that he asked the judge of the court to charge me 25,000 rupees. And so this can be easily seen as a form of extortion rather than something of a crime which I have committed. Uh, like, just imagine that which life insurance company will give 25,000 rupees for every single chicken. So this is totally a case of fraud, and this is something which I believe that this person is trying to, I will say, to get those monies, because in this period of COVID-19, poultry farms are not working so well. They are not earning that much amount of money, and the business are at losses. And what we must try to understand that these are the type of similar cases which happens all the year round, and there are no evidence like the videos or something. This has some been just the few eyewitnesses, and those witnesses who have came up against me and have given their statements are actually also the friend of the very person who has accused me or has filed the case against me, or who has filed the very FIR against me. So this is totally a case on which we cannot believe, and I rest my case up to you, and that's it on my part. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I have 2 minutes left. So if Toastmaster of the day allows, I will go ahead. Otherwise, I will conclude. You can go ahead. Okay, I need quickly next volunteer.
Bhuvan is.
Bhuvan, are you there?
Sure, sir. I'll take it.
Okay, so the defendant and the plaintiff has put the cases, and we have also witnessed. We have received the comments from the witness. Now you are the judge. You have to decide who is guilty.
Sir, actually, I could not get the context from the last table topics, please. My internet was not very clear. If someone could take this topic.
Okay, so I am just putting up you to the cases. Rupinder Singh is accused of stealing chicken from Sanjan's poultry farm, and one member had chicken biryani. Parul had chicken biryani at Rupinder's house last night, and Anand has proven himself not guilty as Rupinder Singh. Now you have to decide the case.
Okay, I think in the view of the events that has unfolded recently, one chicken was stolen from Sanju's farm, apparently. In the late of night, it is accused that Rupinder Singh, double distinguished Toastmaster, stepped into his house late in the night at 2 p.m. and murdered a chicken ruthlessly, and in the morning was cooking chicken biryani along with a friend of his. And clearly, this is not in the line of the core Toastmaster principle, which is integrity, respect, or service, or excellence. I think it doesn't fall in either of the categories. Therefore, the court of professional speakers assumes that distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh is hereby accused, and he needs to do another distinguished Toastmaster upholding the principles of integrity, respect, service, and excellence to ensure that the soul of the chicken rests in peace. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. And thanks for all the speakers who have spoken very well. It was a lot of fun. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur, for an incredibly interesting table topic section. And that reminds me and helps me connect the dots with the chicken being stolen from Sanjan's farm, then Parul being offered a chicken biryani, and our double distinguished DTM Rupinder Singh being accused of stealing a chicken. And last night when I called him, it was no surprise that I got to hear this song as his caller tune. Nevertheless, since the judge has already given his judgment and passed on the punishment, I'll quickly move on to the next section of our meeting, which is the Power Talk section. Our Power Talk speaker is a distinguished Toastmaster who holds a bachelor's degree in technology in IT, is PMP certified. She has 15 years of experience working in analytics and is currently with Microsoft. She also paints impasto, which is a 3D painting technique. She is spontaneous, unpredictable, and loyal. Currently serving as a division director and also an advocate for LGBT. In her term, she initiated the first ever pre-charter meeting to start an LGBT club called the Rainbow Club. And now they're trying to charter it. She has also been a district level contestant in the past, a Pathways Guide, and District 98 Pathways Chair. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Avantika Narayan with her Power Talk, Power Speak.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me here today. A quick raise of hands or a quick type on the chat will help answer the next question. How many times do you still get scared or nervous on the stage? And I'll keep both my hands up. All right. Every time you come on stage, I've realized this over time, that you have an opportunity to impact many, many people in an audience. Every speech, be it in Toastmasters or in a corporate, gives a person immense, infinite opportunities to change and influence people's perspectives. Think about it. You might be thinking of being a community of learning to speak professionally, but have you ever realized how important it is in a court of law for a person to stand up confidently and fight for what they really believe in? That is how the impact of what and how you learn to speak transitions from a professional group of people to an actual life. So what we see, how we dress, how we speak, all matters. So to have that power on a stage and to have that power to influence an audience of people, it is actually a privilege. And that is the first step in realizing that we have a potential to change that world, to change what society thinks. Now, I've often believed, if you are a distinguished Toastmaster, that means you have had at least 40 speeches that you've delivered, which means 40 attempts to try and change the perspectives of society. So think about it. Every speech that you deliver, if you have one message to give to an audience, one message that you think you can take away by listening to someone else, it is that much more that you can impact and change the world around us. Now, why am I saying this? Why is this all important? 7 years ago, if I had seen myself, I wouldn't have believed it. If I met me, that this is how I was. I would have brushed it off if I would have told myself I was going to be a very confident speaker. But at that point, learning to speak was more of a checklist. Oh, you have to deliver 10 speeches to complete a competent communication. Or you have to give a timer's report in a specific way. Or you have to do this. But over time, I realized that, when you work in a corporate profession, if you ask me to speak about what I do, I can speak with confidence at ease about what I do every day. So if you ask me a question like 7 years ago, what's your day like? I would say I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I have my breakfast, I take a bus, I travel to my work, I come back, I cook dinner, and I go to sleep. It's as simple as that. But the art of speaking means that you need to learn to talk about things that is actually not that comfortable to disclose with people. Now, I'm not asking about learning to speak your secrets out. You don't have to give bank account details to get that going, but it is to tap that part of your life, which is the uncomfortable part of your life, I would say. Now, how many of you think that it is with great ease that you can speak what you want to speak of your life, the difficult chapters of your life, to everyone? A quick raise of hands. Okay, I saw half a hand up and I saw that difficult. Now I can do that. I can do that because I would say that over time, I've realized that one of the most important qualities you need to develop in yourself before you come on the stage and start deciding what topic you have to speak is ready to be shameless. That means that you have to have that confidence that it doesn't matter what people are going to think about me, but I have to stand and speak with complete confidence what I believe is right. So what does power speak really mean? What do you really think are the fundamentals which will impact individuals? And I strongly believe the next set of tips that I would share with you would probably change your perspectives in the way you're looking at the aspects of public speaking. My own journey from a very shy individual to a fearless speaker on the stage is all about, it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen because I wanted to do a career in public speaking, but it's all about managing your time very well. And having been a corporate professional, I have had the immense opportunity to observe individuals and mannerisms on the stage. So what's important is, the first thing, is the topic really yours? Is the content really coming from a place in your heart which is really, really easy to speak? Or is that going to be a little uncomfortable to speak? And I gave a speech many years ago about breaking the chains. And I spoke about how physical and verbal abuse impacts the growth of an individual. And that was my speech all about. It was the first time I distinctly remember getting so close to my content that it allowed free flow of emotions. I'm not saying stand on the stage and cry and, talk about your sad life or talk about how great your life is or how rich you are or how poor you are. But is that topic really coming from that part of your life which is very, very difficult to speak about? It doesn't mean tough life. It means the toughness of you. You have to have a content which is so close to you that you feel it every damn time that you talk about. Now, what made me the right person to talk about it was the fact that I was a victim who had once been through that myself. It was a very difficult conversation to actually have a conversation about that in front of 200, 300 people on the stage and also have that recorded and share that with my parents to talk about. It meant that as a speaker, I was willing to listen to criticisms. So what's often the most difficult is also the difficult part where breaking the chains comes very difficult. So ask yourself, before you connect with the audience, do you connect enough with that speech in your own self to give that speech, to be shameless on the stage, to give that speech about? Because where you are able to be confident about it is where you're able to get that power to deliver. So if that speech comes from that part of your body, which is called as the gut, then it will not be plastic. The second, challenge your audience. Challenge your audience always means it's like talking to a lot of children. Children, if you tell them that a child thinks being a Superman is a hero, now if you try changing that child's perspective, they are not going to believe it because they so much believe that what they think is right. So question people's perspective. Don't seek approval from an audience. Instead, take them along with you, even if it means you need to challenge them with your perspectives. Now, the third and the most important thing is, it's like, you know, reading a book. I'm not sure how many of you've noticed, but this is a book I have. And pretty much in the back part of a book, you will see written words, which is very interesting. Once you read it, you'll feel like buying the book. It's anticipation, it's hope, it's curiosity to know what does that book really contain. Your gestures are very important, and your gestures mean that very often, especially online, your gestures cannot be below your waist, but it has to be visibly appearing in a level that you can talk about not just hand gestures, but also hold your shoulder gestures. Shrugging it, pushing your shoulders back means confidence. Leaning your shoulder forward to impact a message across. While I can say that appearances can be deceptive, but gestures, the way you can push your shoulder movements and your hand gestures ahead, speaks a lot about the weight on the shoulders in terms of the content that you're speaking, or in terms of the message that you're about to deliver and the impact you're about to leave. Last but not the least, you can dress in the best of clothes, but the most important is that smile that you can carry with yourself and that confidence that you can speak in front of everyone. So those are the most important parts in terms of what I have gathered in terms of the important aspects of speaking with power. So remember, is the topic really yours? Is it building an anticipation or a curiosity? Use your hand gestures wisely. Focus on your appearances and most importantly, your smile. With that, I wish each one of you a very, very good and all the very best to knock that next speech which is coming from your gut. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much for that powerful power talk. I request all the dear members and guests to quickly take 5 seconds and in the chat, please write down one word about your thoughts for the power talk that you just witnessed. Quickly, within 5 seconds, just type down one word in the chat box for our power talk speaker. Thank you so much. That brings us to the next section of the meeting, which is the evaluation segment. And to take you through that, I would like to invite our general evaluator for the day. Toastmaster Anshupriya is a journalist currently working as a senior producer with India TV. She has started her journey with Toastmasters in February 2018. From then on, learning and growing in the process. Her favorite speaking styles are energetic and emotional, sometimes melodious if it includes singing. With a virtual round of applause, please welcome our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Anshupriya Prasad.
Thank you, TM Aditya. Welcome to the most important section of the meeting, where we all will help the speakers and the role players to improve through our effective feedback. In order to utilize this opportunity to the maximum, please be concise and to the point when giving your evaluation. Please try to avoid the repetition of commendation and recommendation and simply pass on your turn if your feedback is already covered. Please welcome our professional speaker of the day, PM Roli Sinha, with a huge round of applause. Roli Sinha, over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. May I ask our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur, to begin the evaluation round?
Yeah, thank you very much, Raleigh, for inviting. Just 1 second. So overall, the entire speech was an eye-opener, and lots of things I came to know about through your speeches. It's just like I was reading earlier, Homo sapiens, a brief history of mankind, and it was just like that experience. Lots of learnings from your speeches. Other good, other commendations are your choose of your words and the word structure, simple language. Everything is perfect. Only for me as an audience, only recommendation I can give it to you is if you could have turned your video on so that we could see, and if you could have stood up and spoken, it would have added more value. And in the next speech, I am challenging you to increase the pace of your delivery. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So at one point, I actually lost connection altogether. So staying on connection just on phone was enough. But moving on to Toastmaster Sandeep and Toastmaster Parul, if you could share your feedback.
Hi, Rolly. The commendation is covered by DTM Mukesh Thakur that's sharing the insights. That was new for me. And regarding recommendation, I remember about the last Power Talk, so I have the same recommendation. Like if you could have the custom animation in the presentation, that could be more effective. Second, the fonts, which I think was too small in size. Last, we could have the vocal variety that could make the presentation more effective.
Okay. Parul?
I'm sorry, Rolly. I was out for some time while you were on speaking. My daughter needs something, so I went out. I really sorry for that. I didn't notice anything because I was not the part of complete speech.
Thank you so much. No need to apologize. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Square, Rupinder Singh. Please unmute yourself first. Yes, thank you.
Rolly, I felt that today, when you were doing the presentation, I felt that somewhere, maybe you were getting confused between your screens. Because I could see an almost perceptible pause before every word. It was almost as if you were trying for some element to appear on the screen, and then you were trying to build content around it. So probably you got confused between the screens. So maybe if you rearrange your screens, it might help.
Okay. Toastmaster Devina, may I have your feedback?
I would have liked you to have one idea per slide. I felt that there were a couple of different ideas that were going on in one slide. Specifically, when in the last you were talking about how it has evolved and how there are different ways that it has evolved. What I really liked was that you were speaking slowly, which made comprehension easy for me. Another thing that you could have done is have more graphics on the slide as opposed to content. So say for example, on this slide where you were talking about dash form this word, dash form this word, instead of just that one heading, if you had actually had the words arrow, that would have just helped me retain it better.
Yes, thank you. Distinguished Toastmaster Raj sir, can I have your feedback and the time that I have already consumed?
You have consumed 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and I will be giving my feedback offline.
Okay, thank you so much. Toastmaster Aditya, would you be able to share your feedback?
Sure, definitely. Found it very informative, a lot of new information for me. Thank you for that. Where I would like to see more improvement would be the vocal variety and the flow in which you were speaking. I felt I was lost as an audience member in the parts of the speech. And one of the quotes that I recently learned and I'm trying to inculcate in my speech as well, and I would also recommend, that is, if the audience is speaking, somebody needs to tell the speaker to wake up. So to improve that, I would highly recommend to work a little more on the vocal variety. Otherwise, great content.
Okay, thank you so much. And that's time for me. So points to work on our vocal variety maximum, number of comments on that. And I will try to customize the animation, focus on the font size, plus keep it one idea per slide and evolve that through the entire presentation for better retention of information. Thank you so much. Back to Madam General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you, Rolly. Now I would like to invite our first prepared speaker, PM Hani Khanduja.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So, yes, looking forward to your recommendations more than commendations. And I'll start with people whom I have not heard any feedback from since last my couple of speeches, starting with Ankush Rimali.
Hi, Honey. I liked your speech. It was very moving and passionate, and I felt that you had lots of chunks of emotions in the speech. But I felt that the space gaps between these emotions were a bit like it was not a very smooth emotional speech. It could have been that. Then the speech would have been totally in a different zone. So maybe that you can work on.
Okay, thank you, Ankur. Can Sandeep and Parul share their feedback with me?
Yeah, hi Annie. I really like the content and the emotions evoked in the speak. I would like to add on what the Ankur said. Yeah, there is a huge gap between the emotions on the words and the expression on the face. You look like very serious, and there should be a gentle smile on your face for the accepting the award.
Okay, thank you. Parul, you want to add something to it?
Yes, honey. So, honey, every time I hear you, and I was like, wow, how good this girl can speak. And this time you think, like, I realize that you're more prepared. And yes, good luck for next week.
Thank you, Parul. Devina, would you like to share your feedback?
Yeah, I like that you delivered it not just as a special occasions accepting an award, but also as a reflect on your journey kind of a speech. I like that. The other thing that I liked was it might be divided on opinion on this bit, but that you went on a little bit too long about gold, which made me a little uncomfortable initially about gold mines and everything, which actually worked in your favor because I was hooked just to try and figure out where is this going. So kudos to you.
Okay.
Did you
Thanks,
get that, honey?
Yes, Devina, your voice is breaking a bit. Can you try speaking now? Devina? Okay, so I think we can't hear Devina because of some network issues. Aditya, Toastmaster Aditya, would you like to share some feedback for my speech?
I would not have any recommendations for your speech, only one commendation which I loved. During the parts of your speech, I felt that you were breaking up somewhere in terms of the emotional breakup, the kind of happiness that you have, teary eyes and voice starts to choke. I found that very, very touching in an accepting in an award accepting speech. I'd love that, and congratulations for completing your ACG.
Thank you, Aditya. Toastmaster Raj, sir, would you like to share some feedback?
Honey, I felt that in the beginning when receiving the award, you were happy, but after some time, I felt that the emotion of happiness got lost while delivering the speech, because I felt that at times you were not comfortable with your content, and at times I felt that you were stopping at points and trying to memorize it. So I felt that this could be avoided.
Okay, thank you, Raj, sir. Anshu Priya, would you like to share some feedback? A quick one.
Just a sec. Honey, one recommendation for you, which goes for me as well. When you were speaking, the light was not falling on your face properly. So I think both of us should immediately work something about it.
Sure, I will definitely. Thank you, Anshu Priya. Have I missed out anyone? Roly, would you like to share quick feedback before Raj will show the red card? Roly, can you listen to me?
Sorry. My points have been covered. I think that the vocal variety needed to suit your emotions behind the words.
Okay, I'll work on it. Okay, Rupinder, would you like to add something to the feedback that we have just got?
Honey, I'll share it offline because the red card is coming.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I have made good notes of it. Avantika also shared a detailed feedback with me on chat. Thank you so much, Avantika, and thank you so much, everyone. Would definitely work on it. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Honey. Now I would like to invite our second prepared speaker, PM Ankush Redmali, to the stage.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I would like to begin with from Mukesh Thakur. Sir, would you like to give me the feedback?
Thank you very much, Ankur. It was a powerful speech, and I liked your seriousness, the way it is in your introduction. You work like an algorithm. Everything was well planned and structured, and you convinced us to follow the to become a situational leadership, and you tried to convince us with the help of anecdotes and your personal stories. The recommendations part from my side was a bit of a stage setting. For example, you tried to define people at different parts of life, different parts of stages. For example, you said there is a contractor, but when the contractor is saying something, he is saying from the other side. So if you can also mind those things. And overall, I don't have any other recommendation. So just move to the next. Thank you.
Thank you. Raj sir, do you have any recommendations for me?
Yeah, okay. I felt while giving your speech, you were standing at one place, though it was good that you had thought of giving the speech while standing, but standing at one place was not the solution. You should have moved in the room. And secondly, I felt that your gestures were limited to your, this part only. It was not wide open. These were not wide open to show the scope of this speech. The words were clear. The thoughts were clear in it, and good examples were given. But at the same time, I felt that the tone was same right from the beginning till the end. So that is my recommendation and recommendations.
Thank you so much, sir. Toastmaster Delina, do you have any recommendations for me?
I'm good. So right now, to me, this was a statement of facts. Like this happened, then this happened, I realized this. I would want you to explore more in describing what was happening as opposed to just telling that something happened, in the sense that describe the situation that you were in, describe the room that you were in, describe what you were feeling, describe what the other characters were doing when you were interacting with them. That will do two things. A, it will make your speech a story, which will provide more connection and everything that stories do. And the other bit, it will give you more scope to work on your voice and everything that Ratsa was talking about.
Thank you. Toastmaster Aditya, are you there? Okay. Toastmaster Shivpriya, can you hear me?
Yes, Ankur, I could hear you. My only recommendation to additional to what Devina said was that somewhere I felt that the characterization of the other party for whom you were describing or you were demonstrating a leadership style. Somewhere that was lacking. So because of lack of information, I wasn't able to maybe assess or understand that why this particular leadership style was used. So for example, when you said that during right after your college, you were a 22-year-old person and you had 50 contractors, maybe there were other contexts to the entire story altogether. So somewhere when you were describing your different situations and you were trying to demonstrate different styles, some information from the other side I felt missing. So that's my recommendation to you. Otherwise, it was a fabulous speech.
Thank you so much. So I would just summarize on the points received uh, regarding the stage movement and also the way the examples were presented. I should have explored more to make it in a story form to connect with the audience well. And also the characterization within the story could have been better so that my vocal variety would have also improved. If others have any other recommendations, I would request them to message me on personal chat. And with that, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Ankur. Now I would like to invite DTM Shipriya Gauri to present her grammarian's report.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. May I request the host to kindly share, make me a co-host so that I can share my screen.
Shipriya, screen sharing is enabled. You should be able to share your screen.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. So today I thought of sharing the grammarian report in a slightly different manner, and I wanted to share in the form of a word cloud. Some of the good usages which I liked or I loved in this particular meeting, and thanks to all the speakers you have kept me on the toes today. So which is ever evolving, formal, governmental, level, everlasting, power of speeches, invaded, experiential, facilitated, lingua franca, chaos. Chaos was used in a very, very appropriate manner. Why in the world? Though it is a very simple statement, but in the context, it just adds a lot of power to the emotions of the speaker. Ready to be shameless, Celtic, anti-Celtic, Norse words, great deterioration, explorer, question the perspective, fitness enthusiast, curriculum, people, and values. I like the trio because you're trying to adapt, you're trying to reach both knowledge, relationship, and integrity, which is values. Anglo-Saxon. Is the topic really yours? I think that was, is the topic really yours, which was shared by the PowerPoint speaker. Renaissance, and my favorite of all is Age of Shakespeare. Hence it is in bold. There are some places where we could have done better. And some of them are specific examples, whereas the others basically showed a specific trend where we went wrong. Given up some time back. So some time was there, but nobody said back. So a speaker could have said, given up on myself sometime with back. Long before, though long before is not grammatically incorrect, having said that, a better words could have, or better combination of words could have been used, such as long ago, or months before, or centuries before, etc., etc. I saw a lot of kind of word or the phrase being used. So it was kind of that, kind of this. So somewhere I felt that it reduces the importance of the noun or the subject in that particular sentence, which we could avoid. There was, in the table topic segment, I felt that there were some speakers who faced a lot of tense inconsistency when they were describing something in the past. At the same time, they were talking about something, what they're feeling in present. And somewhere it got mixed in terms of he was taking, I was feeling, I am feeling, etc., etc. So when you're on quoting, trying to give a statement, it has to be I am speaking, not I was speaking, or it is I am thinking, or I am feeling, not I was, because you're currently giving you are sounding like a witness. There were also a lot of noun verb inconsistency. For example, if I have to take an example of assurance, so you need to assure, or you need to give me an assurance. So there were three places in which the speakers had used a noun, a verb where the sentence required, or the construct of the sentence required a noun. A speaker used goof up three times though both of this is not incorrect. Having said that, there are better words which could be used because it's a very, very unprofessional word, and speech context was very professional and emotion. And also, if you have to use goosebump 3 times, you could use another synonyms. So can any of you name some synonyms of goof up, mess up, or someone can, any one of you say, sorry, sir? Okay. Okay. Or thank you so much, Rupinder. So there are other synonyms also which you could use.
Wasn't me.
All right. All right, thank you so much. But the point is that you can also use another. So we all know that the word of the day is before the meeting in our WhatsApp group, but nobody used the word of the day. And that's an opportunity in trying to incorporate this in our communication so that we can do some amount of justice for the word of the day. And that ends the grammarian report. And
I will now. And Avantika is a close second in that. My screen is back, so I will share my screen. So Avantika is a close second. So this is what it looks like. This is the heat map of the filler words that we generated earlier. And if I go to a graphical representation, then this is what it looks like. Leading the, and I think applause for Ankur and Bhuvan because, and Sanjan for that matter, because they did not have any filler words at all. The one responsible for the Empire State Building or the in Manhattan skyline is Mukesh Thakur, and but to his credit, I will also say that the numbers of R's, and filler words has come down tremendously in case of Mukesh. And that is a marked improvement over last time. So overall, if we continue this trend, then I think that day is not far off when our meetings will not feature an R counter. And I look forward to that day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupinder. Now I would like to invite DTM Raj Mehta to present his timers report.
Good evening again. Mukesh Thakur, as the presiding officer for opening the meeting, the time allotted was 1 minute. He took 1 minute and 59 seconds. For mission of the club, time allotted was 1 minute. He took 22 seconds. For acknowledgement, the time allotted was 1 minute. He took 1 minute and 06 seconds. And for business hours, the time allotted was 10 minutes, but it was completed within 5 minutes and 14 seconds. For introduction of the Toastmaster of the day, time allotted was 1 minute, but he saved the hair also by taking only 46 seconds. Aditya, the Toastmaster of the day, for the introduction of the theme, the time allotted was 3 minutes. He took 2 minutes and 58 seconds. For the structure of the meeting, the time allotted was 1 minute. He took 1 minute and 36 seconds. For the introduction of the role players, time allotted was 1 minute. He took 1 minute and 31 seconds. And for introduction of the power speaker, professional speaker, the time allotted was 1 minute. He took 30 seconds. Professional speaker, Rolesina, the time allotted was 15 minutes. She took 16 minutes and 15 seconds. There was silence. There was supposed to be silence of 1 minute, but the silence went up to 1 minute and 12 seconds. Introduction of the speaker, Hani Khanduza, time allotted was 1 minute, but the TMOD took 1 minute and 04 seconds. Hani as a speaker, time allotted was 14 minutes, but she saved time by taking only 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Then silence of 1 minute was observed. An introduction of Toastmaster, introduction of second speaker Ankur by Team Modi. the time allotted for the introduction was 1 minute, and the TMOD took only 43 seconds. Ankur Shirmali, as a speaker, time allotted was 8 minutes, and he took 6 minutes and 30 seconds. There was silence of 1 minute. Later on, for the introduction of the tabletop master, the T mode, the time allotted was 1 minute, but he took 1 minute and 05 seconds. Mukesh Thakur as table topic master, the time allotted for the session was 10 minutes, and he took 12 minutes and 26 seconds. Table topic speaker number 1, Sanjan, spoke for 1 minute and 47 seconds. Guneet spoke for 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Parth for 1 minute and 25 seconds. Anand spoke for 1 minute and 44 seconds. And Bhuvan spoke for 1 minute and 27 seconds. And for the introduction of the PowerTalk speaker, the time allotted was 1 minute, but the T mode here took 2 minutes. The PowerTalk speaker, Avantika Narayan, time allotted was 10 minutes, and she took 10 minutes and 53 seconds. Aditya, for the introduction of the GE, time allotted was 1 minute, and he took only 45 seconds for 48 seconds. And General Evaluator Anshu Priya, for the introduction of the session, time allotted was 1 minute. She took 29 seconds. Roli Sinha, for the evaluation, time allotted was 5 minutes, and she took 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Anshu Priya, for the introduction of the second speaker, time allotted was 1 minute, and she took only 20 seconds. Second speaker, Hani Khanduza, for the evaluation, time allotted was 5 minutes, and she took 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Anshu Priya, again, for the introduction of the second speaker, time allotted was 1 minute, and she took only 17 seconds. Speaker number 2, Ankur, time allotted was 5 minutes, and he took 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Shiv Priya, as the grammarian, time allotted was 3 minutes, but she took 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Rupinder Singh, our counter, took 3 minutes and 23 seconds. And I till now have taken 4 minutes and 25 seconds, though the time allotted was only 3 minutes. Thank you. Over to the G.
Thank you, DTM Raj Mehta. Let's have a huge round of applause for our supplementary role players. I will now present my opinion on the entire meeting. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that our meeting has started on time. Guests were introduced properly, keeping in mind the time limit. Meeting was started in a highly professional and motivational way by our president, DTM Mukesh. He talked about Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, speakers who have changed the world by their revolutionary speeches. I wish to highlight that parliamentarian rules were strictly followed by all the members and the guests. There was no disruption while speaker was speaking. Nobody made any derogatory comments related to religion, gender, age, and politics. TMOD Aditya chose an intriguing and informative theme, different speaking styles. This theme instantly caught the attention of the audience. He used various speaking styles in his speech emphatically. He explained the structure well and gave proper introduction of the speakers with their short-term goals and speech objectives. He also ensured that the meeting runs in a light, gripping, and professional manner. Only one recommendation for you, Aditya. If you could stand and demonstrate all the speaking styles, it would have more impactful with added body language. Our professional speaker, Roli Sinha, took us to the memory lane through the journey of English in an enchanting speaking style. Though it's tough for me to give recommendation to a speaker who is as excellent as Roli, still I have one suggestion for you, Roli. If you could use some pictures in your PPT, it could have added more colors to your presentation. Roundtable evaluation for TM Roli Sinha was satisfactory. She got suggestions on pace of delivery, vocal variety that she will work on. And roundtable evaluation for TM Hani Khanduja and Ankur Shrimali was also quite fair. They got points to work upon. One recommendation for you, Ankur, when you were telling us about you being an authoritative leader, you could have said that in a heavy or bass voice. Use of two, three dialects would have been magical. As a grammarian, DTM Shivpriya Gauri did an excellent job. She made her presentation on the spot. Kudos to that. She very well summarized the highs and lows of the language. She introduced a useful word of the day, but sadly it wasn't used. But never mind, we learned the word offline. Our counter, DTM Rupinder Singh, produced an effective and efficient report. He did manage to point out shortcomings which impede the flow of the speech. I hope that the speakers have jotted down their recommendation, jotted down his recommendations so that they can improve next time. I would like to say that sometimes it helps if you name the speakers, but I would still suggest that one should avoid naming people. As a timer, DTM Raj Mehta did a fantastic job. As I know how hard it is to be a timer for professional speaker, I'm sure this detailed report will help the club to achieve its timing goals. As a table topics master, DTM Mukesh Thakur came up with humorous table topics which entertained everyone. He also encouraged everyone to participate. I would applaud his preparedness and alertness. Only one recommendation, I would have appreciated more if you could have explained the section briefly, because we also have participants who are not Toastmasters. Our table topic speaker one, Sanjan Shetty, gave an excellent speech. Only one recommendation, if you could have added some vocal variety, it would have made it more interesting. Our table topic speaker two, Gurneet Kaur, was able to build an absolute intriguing story. Kudos to that. Table topic speaker three, Parul, was spot on with her story. So she is not a Toastmaster, but I think she can give a good competition to other Toastmasters. Table topic speaker 4, Anand Kumar, defended himself quite efficiently. And he gave some valid points. I appreciate him for that. Table topic speaker 5, Bhuvan Rawal, cooked up and captivating speech. He was also able to put some emotion in his speech. Kudos to that. Power Talk speaker DTM Avantika Narayan gave us some very good suggestions to improve our speech. These are really good suggestions. We all are going to follow these suggestions. Only one recommendation for you, Avantika. If you could have demonstrated your suggestions, it would have been more impactful. This concludes our evaluation section. Please welcome our President, DTM Mukesh Thakur, with a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much. Can we all have a huge round of applause for all the evaluators and the members who has given their wonderful evaluation? Huge round of applause, please. I can see people still sitting, and those people who are behind the videos, I assume you are also clapping. That's time for the closure of the meeting, and before the closure of the meeting, I would like all the members and guests to turn their video and voices on. There is no need of parliamentarian. Let's go make some noise before we close the meeting. Before that, we just need members. If you have to say anything about the business segment goals or any ask or help you are going to provide to the other members, anything? I felt I think all the goals were updated. One of the goal was not updated because the PPT was not saved. It was for DTM Raj Mehta. Any other comments, members? Okay, so I would like to move to guests, and I will start from our part of speaker, Avantika. Please share your feedback about the meeting.
Thanks, Mukesh. It's been great to be here. Thank you so much, Rupinder, for giving me an opportunity to come and visit your club virtually. What I really loved is the quality of the role players and the speakers that you have in the club, and also the interesting way in which you are doing the counter report and the grammarian report. So don't be surprised if I am going to reach out to you again for probably getting format so that we can use that in some of the clubs here in Mumbai. Once again, it's been great to witness this group, and wishing you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Avantika. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you keep coming to our meetings.
Thank you.
Can we have Anand? Yeah, Anand.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mukesh, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh. It was, as usual, pleasure to be at your club meeting. And just going by what Toastmaster Avantika said, that our counter report and the very grammarian report was something which I too would like to reach back to you offline. And just one suggestion is regarding the very timer sheet, if that can be done via the screen sharing, because I think even the way it was done was something which was easy, but the thing when we do the screen sharing thing, it becomes easier for the speakers to see the screen rather than just spinning. It is just more sort of easy way. But overall, it was really very fabulous to hear so many speakers. Fabulous speakers once more. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Anand. Can I have Guneet? Guneet, can you hear me? Are you there?
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be part of this meeting. And I have very few points. I have a good few points for the learning, how to make reports and how to present reports with the role and how to make it, more presentable and effective. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can I have Hardik Verma? Yeah.
It was a great experience. It was my first meeting, and it was a lot to learn here. And seeing everyone speaking so confidently, it inspires me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we hear from Parul?
Yeah, indeed, it was a very good meeting, and attending Toastmaster meetings are always a great learning. So I really enjoyed that.
Thank you very much, Parul. Now it's time to make some noise. So please unmute all of you and just tell me, how was the meeting? How was the meeting?
Great. Great. Oh.
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic.
Enigmatically enjoyable.
Enigmatically enjoyable. Okay. This use is enigmatic. Both of the use were enigmatic. Okay. So before we move to the adjournment part of the meeting, we do our tradition. How did we start our meeting?
With 3 speeches.
Speeches that became famous.
Yeah, and
The world.
First with was Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela.
People have started writing.
It.
No. No. But we've started listening, which is a good thing.
At least I'm consistent. I never recall throughout your term. I still don't recall.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Okay, so if you recall it very well, just let me know what was the message of all the sharing of the 3 speeches.
I have a reputation to protect.
Mukesh, he was not expecting this question from you.
That you can't expect something to become famous, but you have to believe in yourself, and everything else just falls into place.
Exactly. So we have to convince ourselves and the world will follow. So all the ingredients of all the powerful speeches that changed the world, all the people believed in themselves. If you believe in yourself, the world will follow. And we also had lots of learnings from our power talk speeches, from English. What can I say?
Evolution.
Evolution of English, and we had our ACG speech and situational leadership. So overall, I enjoyed this meeting. And before closing the meeting, and before I say the next meeting starts now, I would say the next meeting start now by DTM Rupinder Singh. Because
Before you say that, I would like to announce that our next Power Talk speaker is the current exam quality director, British Toastmaster Karnataka. So stay tuned, and I will see you next week.
Rupinder sir, but do I have the speech title also?
VPN comes.
Give it to us tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Before closing the meeting, I want to make a request to all the members. I have made a new short-term goals for this year. Well, look and give your feedback. I will share in the WhatsApp. Over to you, President.
Thank you very much, all the members having with us for this wonderful evening. It was an honor to be your president, the wonderful members. Now term has ended and I will be serving the club as a member and we will be here. Over to you, Rupinder, and our next meeting starts now. Now officially we have adjourned the meeting.